that we have with our brothers and sisters that come from all over the world that speak different languages. You know, it appears growing up in America that we feel that this grafted language should be the main language. No, we have to be able to speak to our brothers and sisters, you know, from Central America, from South America, from the motherland, from all over the world. So yes, most definitely.
This is speaking about, my name is Haywood Fennell, and our guest this evening is a man, as you can see, that has a deep feeling for the community that we reside in, and we're really honored to have Brother Charles here this evening. And we have a line that just came up on the screen if you want to call us and talk to us about what's going on. We certainly would appreciate it. Again, this is Speaking About. My name is Haywood Fennell. This program is sponsored by Triad Veterans League, Incorporated. And, you know, December the 7th was Pearl Harbor Day. They dropped the bombs, and there were a lot of black people that were killed, veterans, but we don't hear too much about them. But so what we've done is we've created the Triumph Unsung Black Military Heroes art exhibit that recently closed at the Strand Theater. And we want to thank those folks, Alden Marshall, Witherspoon, and Melody Green, for helping us out and bringing this information to our community. We also have a calendar now that is in the second year that depicts these paintings, and we are going to be in different retail outlets with this calendar so that it can help defray the expenses for our upcoming project, which will be the Veterans Reading Brigade. Our children cannot read, and if they cannot read, they cannot compete. If they cannot compete, then that means that they're going to have some stinking thinking, and they will end up in the criminal justice system. Now, I was speaking with a friend earlier today on the phone, and I was using these acronyms. The first one was IEP. IEP is an acronym for individual education programs that they have in the Boston Public School System for children that are troubled, and they have to bring in a parent, and they sit down with somebody from the medical staff, and they decide the direction that they're going to deal with this young person, male or female, in order to get their attention. Sometimes they don't get their attention, and as a result of that, then they go to the IPS. IPS, Inter-Perimeter Security, are the security police within prisons. They will go to prison because they can't read, they can't make the adjustment, they have behavior problems. And finally, DOA. They will be DOA, dead on arrival, if they do not adhere to policies that cultivate the minds. And we need to look at our educational system, at our criminal justice system, or our children will be DOA. And I just wanted to share that with you. Brother Charles, again, we just had a series of demonstrations across the world. They were in Japan yesterday regarding the indictable offenses. Where is the leadership in Boston, you think, on this? Because we haven't heard anything.
Well, I believe that our leaders are our young people.
Okay.
No longer can we look at those that are in their 40s and their 50s and 60s right now, because it appears that those that are in their 40s and 50s and 60s on up have become compromised. Our children are uncompromised. Our children are warriors. They're going out and they're standing out there. Our children are actually inspiring the younger generation, and I love it. The demonstration that took place down at B2, we left from General Gordine Park.
I want to interrupt you and commend you and thank you, Brother Charles, for your ever-presence in these situations. You know, I don't see any other elected officials or those that have been involved in politics. You know, maybe there may be one or two others, but I don't see them in mass, and I don't see them, a repetition of their being there. And I just wanted to take this time to thank you for that. Go
Well,
ahead.
thank you. It's in my blood, and this is how my parents raised me, to be a part of the solution and not to be a part of the problem. And as Michael Jackson said, the man in the mirror, I have to wake up every morning when I brush my teeth and wash my face and look at myself and say, am I part of the solution or am I part of the problem? And our young people are inspiring us across the country. That we had that demonstration over right after the verdict with Michael Brown, who was shot down and murdered by a police officer for simply jaywalking. And then most recently, Eric Garner, a husband, a father of 6, who's out there hustling, trying to take care of his family, who is murdered in front of us, choked to death, and then our children went out and they
we have
doubled.
a phone call. We have another call. Hello, caller.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I have a question for your guest.
A question for the guests?
Yes.
Well, we're waiting for it.
My question is, did the federal government, and by federal government I mean like the FCC, played a part in closing down the radio station?
Yes, sir. The Federal Communication Commission definitely played a role because they regulate the airwaves. The airwaves are free to the public. However, they have been lobbied with these major corporations, your Clear Channels and your Viacoms, and they have these great lobbyists that pay to get certain laws passed. And there's a law that was passed that said low-power FM radio stations interfere with airplanes and interfere with other radio stations. However, that's not possible because our radius is only a 3.5-mile radius. And with the 3.5-mile radius, particularly in beautiful Uptown Grove Hall, there is no other radio station that we can interfere with, nor any airplanes or an airport. Logan International Airport is 5.5 miles away from beautiful Uptown Grove Hall.
Did that answer your question, caller?
Go right ahead.
What did he say?
I think it satisfied.
All right, thank you for your call. Thank you for your call.
Haywood, there are 2 great things that has happened to touch 106.1 FM after the question 5 vote of yes and garnishing 87% of the vote in the 7th Suffolk District. 2 weeks ago, we won a case, a beautiful verdict in federal government where, as you know, the FCC removed our equipment from 5 Cheney Street. And by the way, we are still at 5 Cheney Street operating. We are going to receive one third of our equipment back. It's never, ever happened that an unlicensed radio station would receive a portion of their equipment back, particularly one that is black-owned and operated.
Okay, we're going to hold on to that. We're going to talk a little bit more about that. Brother Charles Muhammad from 106.1 FM. Okay, we're back with Speaking About It. What a picture of the Oscar Michaud Family Theater program, a collective of our cast and our supporters. There's Beverly and also Nia Armani of the Nia Armani Project, who provided the makeup services for our cast, and she's now one of our principal supporters. The Oscar Michaud Theater program will be opening the 2015 season at the Blackstone Community Center on February 27th and February 28th. If you're interested in coming to see us, please, 617-966-9594. And we got a whole lot of new folks, and we're going to have a presence. We have a letter there from the governor, the sitting governor, the leading governor, if you will, Duval Patrick, commending the Oscar Michaud Family Theater program for its years of service to our community, using theater to develop character and social values. Back again and speaking about, I'm really thrilled to have Brother Charles here with us today. You know, the last time I spoke to him, which was today on the phone, and He said he'd be here in 10 minutes, folks, and I clocked him. I clocked him at 8 minutes. He was right here. Thank you, Brother Charles. I appreciate that.
It was my pleasure.
Right on.
Word is born.
Right. Brother Charles, along with the demonstrations across the country, we hear the president speaking, about how he felt about the verdicts. A lot of people want the president to really go out and, he's the president. If you were the president, how would you have done it?
Well, first of all, I would have went right to Ferguson. I would have went right to Florida when the Trayvon Martin incident happened. I would have went to the Gina 6. I would have went out to New York where Danroy DJ Henry was murdered by the police there. I would insert myself into the picture. President Barack Obama has a bust of Dr. Martin Luther King, and Dr. Martin Luther King has a book that he wrote about not waiting for things to happen. And I am not that type of person that would wait. We have to be proactive. And when we look at the history of America and how America was built on lies, on thievery, on injustice, when you see that, then you have to speak about that. And when you're a free-thinking black man, you can do this.
Let me ask
you
you a
have to
question.
understand, Haywood, that there is a shadow government when it comes to the United States of America.
Let me ask you a question, Brother Charles. Do you think that people don't know when they're doing wrong?
I believe people know when they're doing wrong, and I believe also it is the nature of some people to do wrong.
Well, then what is the nature of some people to correct that wrong? Where is it?
I believe that it's happening. I believe you see it with our children who are standing with their hands up. I believe you see it with our children who are saying, I can't believe. I believe you see it with our tennis greats who are saying, I can't breathe. Look at the Rams, those 5 brothers that came up with their hands up.
Right.
It is happening. Justice is happening.
Right. So beyond symbolism,